What is up guys, Stark here. In today's character spotlight, I'm taking a look at the assassin version of the Ryougi Shiki character, and this is going to be the 4-star assassin character that you get from the Garden of Sinners event. Now this event is a limited time event, and it, as far as I'm aware, does not come back, so if you do want this character, you have to complete the event in its entirety in order to make her a permanent member of your team. And she's a very, very good character for a 4-star and a free unit, and she is one of, if not the best 4-star assassins in the game. So I do have her pictures on the screen, and much like in her 5-star version, I really do like her character design and her artwork in this as well. And now I'm going to throw up her stats, and like I said, she is an assassin and a 4-star, so she will go up to level 80, and at level 80 her stats are going to be 8,867 attack, which is going to rank her, I believe, 41st on the list, and 11,055 HP, which will rank her at 38th. I might have gotten those backwards, but those are the numbers for those two. Anyway, if you do decide to max her out completely, she will end up with 12,736 attack and 15,404 HP. So she's got some pretty solid stats. She's about middle of the pack, but she is a 4-star overall, so you can't expect too much from her stats. Moving on here to her servant skills, she is going to have a very similar skill set and Noble Phantasm to her 5-star version, but there are a few minor switches and different variations to her skills. Her first skill is going to be the Mystic Eyes of Death Perception A, and this is going to be a self buff, and it will also target one enemy. Now this basically does the same thing as the 5-star version, except it will only target one enemy instead of the entire team. So it will apply Ignore Invincibility for 1 turn, it will increase her own arts card effectiveness for 1 turn, and it will decrease death resistance of any enemy or one enemy for 1 turn. So at level 1 is going to be a 30% increase for arts cards, and it'll go up to a 50% increase at level 10. And then for the death resistance, it'll be 80% at level 1 and 100% at level 10. So the stat increases are a little bit higher than the 5-star version, but it only targets one enemy instead of all of them, so that can potentially be an annoyance, you know, when you're trying to clear things particularly fast. But she is very good anyway, so don't let that, you know, sway you from using her. Her second skill is going to be the Mind's Eye Fake A skill, which is a self buff that will apply Evade for 1 turn and increase critical strength for 3 turns. So this skill gives her a little bit of defense and survivability, where her 5-star version lacks that and it's just straight attack. So this one's nice, you get the critical strength increase and then you get evasion for 1 turn. And then her third and final skill is also going to be the Yin Yang B skill. Now this is a self buff and is actually the exact opposite of what her 5-star character does. So she will increase her Noble Phantasm gauge but decrease her HP. So I actually prefer this skill to the 5-stars version, where you get to increase your Noble Phantasm gauge by 20% at level 1, and then it goes up to 30% at level 10, and you lose 1000 HP across the board regardless of what level it is. I personally think this is a better skill than the 5-star version. So you can just keep using this, increase your Noble Phantasm gauge, combo it with other arts cards, because she is primarily an arts character, and you'll be able to use her Noble Phantasm quite often. Moving on here to her class skills, her first one is going to be the Presence Concealment C skill, which will increase critical star drop rate by 6%, and the second one is Independent Action A, which will increase critical strength by 10%. Moving on here to her Ascension and her skill enhancement materials. For the Ascension, you need 4 of the knives, which are limited edition items that you can only get during the Garden of Sinners event, so definitely make sure you get all 4 of these before the event goes away, just in case it doesn't return. You don't want to miss out on having this character maxed out. As for the skill enhancement materials, you need the Bones, Talons, Gears, and the Homunculus Babies. Moving on here to her command cards and her Noble Phantasm, she does have 2 Quick, 2 Arts, and 1 Buster card, but you do primarily only want to use her in Arts teams for that Noble Phantasm spam, and just overall she has a good use in Arts builds. Her Noble Phantasm is also Arts, and it will deal significant damage to a single enemy that ignores defense, and on the overcharge it has a chance to instantly kill that enemy. So unlike her 5-star version, which is an AoE skill, this is a single target skill, so it's going to do more damage, but is only going to do the instant kill to one enemy, so you're not going to be able to do any full wave clears with it, but it is pretty nice to pick off enemies, especially in the boss stage, and You know, even if you can't kill the boss with the instant kill, you can still do a lot of damage to it, and you can keep recycling it quite often, so you might be able to get it off like 2 or 3 times in an actual boss fight, and just do significant damage while you're hoping to get lucky with that instant kill. So now let's take a look at some of the craft essences that you can use on this character. First up is going to be the craft essence you get for the level 10 bond, and that will unlock the red jumper craft essence. Now while equipped, this will increase death rate of all allies by 30% while on the field. So this is kind of like a very specific craft essence you're only going to use if you need, you know, to protection against death. Other than that though, you're going to probably want to stick with the projection for the 15% increase for arts cards, or the formal craft for the 25% increase. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this video here. I will leave you guys with the Assassin's version of Shiki's Noble Phantasm, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Shiki, 俺の前に立つんじゃない。